am live. We'll give it just a second. Let everybody get in. If y'all can see me, go ahead and let me know. If you can see and hear me okay, just holler at me. Hear me okay? There it is. I think we're live now, officially. Hello, everyone. Hello, Gun Nation. How are we doing? Got everybody piling in here. As you can see, it's just me. Had some issues with some other guys, so they're going to probably try to jump in, but they're going to be a little late. So I want to thank everyone for jumping in. It really means a lot. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, that don't look like four guys to me. It's just me, one guy. So, but we will make this work. And like I said, they could be jumping in here soon, later, but we'll go ahead and play it by ear. All right, so we'll go ahead and kick it off. See more people piling in here. If you have any questions, just go ahead and start putting them in there. I know I do have one for music. She had brought up that she was having issues with the red dot on the 34, and that's what I started on, was a 34 with a let's see, what was it? Was it a Delta Point Pro? I can't remember. It's been so long ago. But it with the Glock angle, it wasn't setting up right for me, because what I have a problem with is the lower grip. My pinky was hanging off, so I couldn't get a lot of leverage on that gun to turn it down. So I was hitting them a little high, and it was just kind of all over the place. So I really got irritated with that gun, and I didn't give it truly a fair shake. I believe I spent, like, honestly 3 months with that gun and that gun only. I think I shot it in a couple of events, and like I said, it just wasn't long enough. What I found for me was the Glock 19X with the little tab at the bottom. I could actually get leverage with my pinky, and I could really drive that gun out a lot better for me. So that was really good. I really, really enjoyed it. Worked great. Let's see here. Cody Fowler. I will go ahead and put this up here. Are you going to get a CZ Shadow 2 Orange? Cody, I already have 2 CZ Shadow 2s, maybe something else. And I don't see any reason for me to get it, because what I've already picked up is actually better than a CZ Shadow 2 Orange. And got some other goodies coming. So if you hang around for the chat, I might even show it, because it's right here. It's right here beside me. So let's see here. Dave Gass, any thoughts on the new Legion? Well, where did that go? These comments are flying by. Look like, any thoughts on the new Legion 350 cartridge? Ranger, actually, I am not real familiar with that. I'm going to be very honest with you. Don't have any experience with it. Haven't really read a lot about it, so I don't want to tell you anything that's incorrect. I tell everyone the truth. If I've shot it, I've shot it. If I've messed with it, I have. If I don't really know that much about it, I'm not going to tell you I do. So honestly, don't know that much about that. Let's see here. You want the gray Shadow? Bad. Okay. I'm assuming you're talking about the Urban Gray. And I actually have the Urban Gray Shadow also. They're great pistols. I love the Shadow 2s. Yeah, and Josh, you're right. I have 2 of them. I have a black one, and I have the Urban Gray. But the Shadow, I think, for, if you're wanting to get into competition, or the good thing about it, it does have a rail. So even for just a target gun, hell, for a home defense gun, you can put a light on it. I mean, there's a lot of things about the Shadow 2 I really like. Would it want to be my everyday carry gun? Probably not. It's kind of heavy. I think it's 45 or 46 ounces, something like that. So it's a little hefty, but I mean, you could do it. So let's see here. Mule Kicker's asking, anyone know anything about the Grand Power Striborg? Personally, I have seen them. I do have a buddy of mine who just purchased one, and I don't think he shot it yet, but he did send me pictures on it. It's pretty awesome looking. I think they're gonna, think he's gonna really enjoy it. But I haven't personally shot one yet. So hopefully soon we will see. Let's see here, boy, these comments are flying by. I'm solo right now. Music, hopefully not for long, but if I am, I am. Like I said, sometimes commitments and things like that get in the way, family gets in the way, so or it doesn't get in the way, it takes priority. So we understand that. Let's see here. Yeah, and the Legion is a really nice pistol. If anybody likes it. What's up, Dave Gass? How are you, buddy? Yeah, the Accu Shadow 2 is a really nice pistol. It's got the bushing on it and everything, so they are super, super nice pistols. Let's see here. And yeah, keep the comments and questions coming. The Shadow 2 with the blue grips, yeah, they are really nice. Music's asking that. And, really, when you get the black, you can get you can get the blue grips. I have actually seen one with black grips, which was kind of weird, but you can get it. Or I'm sorry, I've seen them with black grips, which is not weird. The Urban Gray, what I meant to say is the Urban Gray, every one I've seen comes with black grips, but one of the gun stores had actually put blue grips on an Urban Gray, and they don't come that way from the factory. So I have a feeling somebody wanted to switch some grips. They might have rather had the black versus the blue, so they switched them. So, how many? Y'all curious what I have in the box here? Anybody want to see what's in the box? Let's see here. Harry is asking, Chris Frazier, they won't. 97B is your best bet, or just get a Tanfo? I didn't see Chris's question. If I might have missed it. Oh, here it is right here. Yeah, I did see one where they took a 97B and they actually put a 10 millimeter barrel in it for testing. I believe CZ or someone did it, and it actually worked, and it looked awesome. And I thought, man, that thing's going to be a beast. They're going to make it. They never did. But the 97B is a fantastic pistol. I love mine. Won't get rid of it. Really good pistol. And if you like 45, it's a really good offering. But yeah, Tanfo, the Tanfo Limited makes a 10 millimeter. They have other ones like the Witness and stuff like that, but the Tanfo Limited 10 millimeter is really, really nice, and it's a great price. SPO1 tactical, good for home defense. Yes, it actually is. The first thing that you're going to have is the really long double action pull, but you can also get the SPO1 in a safety model. But sometimes people forget to drop the safeties on those. So, if you're going to get it and you're going to use it for that, definitely train with the safety. Some of them are flat safeties, most of them. So it's going to be difficult to try to hit that. If you're waking up groggy or whatever, I would probably have it cocked and ready to roll with a decocker and just go through that first trigger pull. And then, your double action on that one, if I remember right, it's been a while since I've tested mine, but I want to say it was like 9 pounds and so many ounces, but the single action is like 4 pounds. I mean, it's really nice single action. Yeah, Big L. Like a heavier gun. I'm not a big guy, but that's what I like. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever you shoot better. A lot of people prefer heavier guns because of less recoil. A heavier gun is going to allow here, or hopefully y'all are still with me. Are y'all still there? I don't know if I'm having weird internet or what's going on. That's strange. Shouldn't have done that. Didn't even give me a warning. But let's see here. Okay. All right. Y'all can see me now. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. I'm doing everything right. It could be this internet connection. Let's see here. I didn't show what's in the box yet, so we'll go ahead and do that. Let's see here. If y'all want to see it, there's the box. Okay, we're done now, right? Are we done? Let me get this off the screen real quick. Sorry. Got to go back to it. It messed up. And I'm going to pull this off here real fast. Bear with me. It could be internet connection, so I apologize. Let's see here. Because I am doing everything right this evening, I promise. Like the necklace. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you. All right. Well, what if this is not a, yeah, Harry, what if it is a Rammy? What if there's a Rammy in here? A little bitty Rammy. Let's see if you can read it. Nope, doesn't show what's on here. But we'll, if y'all want to see it. Hello, Art. All right. Let's see if y'all can see this. Anybody got any ideas? Anybody know what that is? Can you see it? Come on, y'all got to start guessing. I'm showing it. Tell me what it is. Any ideas? Any ideas? A pumpkin peeler? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can you tell what's on the front of the barrel? Anybody got any ideas? What is that? That's a bushing. All right, here we go. This is not from the CZ site. This is a custom. It is not a CZ. You can't buy it from CZ. There we go. Now, one cool thing about this one is, look what's on the side. See what's written there? What the heck is that? What does that say? It's not English, is it? That is a bushing. So it's a bushing. They've actually cut the weight off here, cut the weight off here, cut the weight off here. This is a carry optic legal Shadow 2. So it is legal for carry optics. It has been milled with the Delta Point Pro. And it does have the full Cajun Gunworks package in it. So it's got the barrel bushing, it's got everything. Trigger on this thing is flat amazing. We will go ahead and take the, I'll just show you here real quick. I did have the extended safety put on it because I use these as a ledge for my thumb, so I can lock it on there. And yes, here you go. Boom. Oz the Greater, is that from Fire for Effect? That is one of their pistols. So, but the trigger pull on this thing is pretty amazing. I'll go ahead and show you. Let's just do it in full double action. So here's the double action. I'm trying to get my big fingers out of the way, sorry. Gosh, I can't find a good way to do this. There we go. This is the double action. Nothing. And there's your single, there's the reset right there. There's a single action. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. Really nice. The way that they've milled this is it is almost so low into the slide that the front stock sight is almost co-witnessing. The dot is right above the top sight. So it's probably like a 3/4. Yeah, and I have not actually set this one up yet. Just grabbed it, but that is it. So, and those grips will be changed. Just letting you know, I'll be putting some lock grips on there. You can actually go on Fire for Effect, and you can look at their packages. They have different ones. They can mill it, for whatever optic you want. They can do some other stuff with it, but just kind of have to hang on because there might be more. Could be more. But yeah, it's this trigger is really nice. It's got the Cajun Gun Works Pro package in it, the full Pro package. It's got the bushing, it's got everything, and of course the optic cut. So yeah, we're hopefully Honest can jump in. Like I said, hopefully he will join us. Yes, lock grips are definitely a must. I run them on all mine. But and then let's do a gun check. If the guys were here, we would do it, but they're not, so I'll do mine anyway. What I've got, big carrying, is the CZ P10C. You can see it. It does have the Apex. And people were asking me, this is loaded, but I'm going to point it in the safe direction. People were asking me about this new Apex, if it releases the mag easily. That's a loaded mag. And it just pops right out, goes right back in, pops right out, goes back in, pops right out, goes back in. These Apex Tactical mag releases are awesome. And it is in a Harry's holster. Awesome with the wedge. So if you're interested in a holster, you can use Big Johnson, capital B, capital J, save 10%. Harry makes some good stuff. CZ already has a low slide height optic. Yeah, just so you know, when I would check out Fire for Effect, they actually have a patented design that even gets the low slide height optic even lower. So it's pretty awesome. But yeah, Fire for Effect's doing some really nice stuff. Really nice. Yeah. And Josh saying the best holster around. He's talking about Harry's holsters because they are awesome. Why don't you attach a light on your pistols? Just to let you know, I actually really do like lights on my pistols. And I have, I think, 2 holsters with them. But Harry doesn't have a light option yet. Just saying yet. But hopefully that will be coming. But yeah, if you've been following me for a long time, I do really like lights, and I actually prefer the light to stick past the barrel. That's my choice. A lot of people in videos, they've seen them, they ask me why. And if you ever had to gut check someone, that light's going to hit them and not knock your gun out of battery. So yes, Art, they do. Just so you know, they actually, Art's asking, does Fire for Effect do more work than CZs? They actually do M&Ps, they do Glocks, and they actually have some really nice stuff there. Got to check it out and play around with it. They do ARs. They actually have a really cool AR, upper and lower, or excuse me, the upper receiver, lower receiver. They actually mill them there, and it's a match set, and they're super nice. I actually got to play around with a lot of those too, and they are awesome. Let's see here. No, I missed something. I think at Big Johnson Guns and Gear, he just gave you a subtle hint. No, Harry, I'm telling you what, he is always working on prototypes and stuff like that, and even making the holsters better and better and better. Been with Harry for a long time, and gosh, I have is Gen 1 holsters, Gen 2, Gen 3, or something, and they just keep getting better and better. So let's see here. Big Johnson, what is your platform of choice for competition? I really enjoy the P10F. However, if y'all have been following me, you know I love the Shadow 2s. I've been waiting to get this done for quite a while, and I wanted them to do it because, and it's nothing against the other companies, but born and raised Texan, and you know I just wanted a Texas company to do it. So, and I've been following them for a long time, checking their work, you know, really looking at all the different options to have a Shadow 2 done, and I really liked what they're doing there. And I'll go ahead and let it out of the bag. I will now actually have 3 Shadow 2s. So this is just one of them, and this was not one of mine. It was not one of the 2 that I already have. This is a totally brand new pistol, not one of mine. So, but then again, if you're getting into competition, shoot what you have. Shoot a Glock, shoot a P10C, shoot anything that you have. You don't have to go out and buy a competition pistol to be competitive. You know, there's guys kicking everybody's butt with just Glock 19s. So, you know, it's kind of like it has to do a lot with the Indian, not the arrow. So, you know, but that's kind of like you know, athletes in different sports. I mean, you know, they're athletes. Pistol Pete, that was Fire for Effect did it. Fire for Effect. It's fire, and then the number 4, and then effect. You can go check them out on Instagram. They do some really nice stuff. Yeah, Art, I am not legitimately going to do a video about tripling up. You know, I just love the Shadow 2s. That's just, I mean, as far as what I'm going to be doing with them. So I did not see any reason not to. So let's see here. Man, this thing is flying by. All these comments here, trying to grab them. Let's see here. Young Guns. All right. Picked up a new Beretta 92X, full size. The Vertec grips are rough like the old Glock RTF2. Very much improved. That's awesome, man. You know, the 92X is a great pistol. I had the old military version, you know, the plain Jane one. Really liked it. Even tried out the Langdon Tactical and the Wilson Combat version, and they shoot really nice. I really like them. However, for myself, I have issues with that pinky, you know, getting it on there. So that's what I run into. And on some of those, even with the +2 magazines, I have a problem with my pinky. Now this is a Shadow 2, and I can actually get my pinky on there really well, so it works for me. But that's why I really like the gun. And just so you know, this gun now comes in with everything on it. I think it comes in at like the maximum it can be is 45 ounces, and I think it comes in at like 43, something like that. So it's definitely Optic approved. Yeah, shooting the Glock 26 and IDPA. I mean, that's awesome. They're, you know, like I just said, you don't have to go out and just buy a competition pistol to be competitive. You know, go out and have fun. And also, you know, some people go into it, and I've seen them, you know, they're like, oh, you know, we all stand around and talk and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, this is my first event. And I'm looking, and he has everything. I mean, he's got like the custom pistol, he's got the custom belt, the mag pouches, everything. And then as he's going through it, you know, he'll go through a couple of stages, and we'll still be talking. And he's like, yeah, I'm not really crazy about these mag pouches. You know, I'll probably have to buy some more. So what I would recommend is just kind of bring what you have, shoot with it. Even if you have, you know, just regular mag pouches, and then kind of see what you like, you know, and other guys, you know, will let you kind of check out their gear and stuff like that. You can try it, see if you like it, stuff like that. I mean, it's a very friendly atmosphere. You know, everybody's there to help. You know, nobody's there to bite your head off or be jerks. You know, I've been to several of them, and everybody is super nice. You know, we want to see the sport grow. We want to see everybody be very successful at it. So, you don't really have any rude people there. So I think it's a great atmosphere to be around a bunch of people like that. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and do this one. If you had to purchase a pistol for strictly competition, use only, it would be a SIG P210 Target. What a wonderful pistol. I've actually, Kyle, I've played with them and stuff like that, and they are beautiful pistols. And I personally have never shot one. I've just handled it. And, that textured grip, I guess where it's cut and a little different, or molded, I guess is what I should say. It's a great pistol, but it just, for me, it's just something that I personally wouldn't shoot. That's just me. And matter of fact, out at the matches that I've been to, I haven't seen anybody shooting one. I know I've seen people at the range target shooting with them, but I've never seen anybody compete with them at the matches I've been to. Not saying they don't, I just haven't seen anyone yet. Jeff, let's see here. How is the core belt working out? Actually, I have 2 core belts. I only have been running the tactical ones. I've got a black one and the FDE one, and I love them. Matter of fact, I'm wearing one right now. And it works great for all the guns that I carry, even heavy guns and big guns. I haven't had one issue with them. Matter of fact, this week I am carrying, I guess I didn't show you my full EDC. I'm carrying the P10C like I showed a minute ago, and I'm carrying a backup mag sideways. This is Harry's mag holder, so I'll put it on sideways, and then I can just pull it with bullets up. So this is what works out for me the best. But then again, it's whatever you personally like. Let's see here. Range owner let me shoot his X5 Legion. It was nice, but I think it's overhyped. My M9A3 or 226 shoots just well. Ray, I mean, the X5s are super nice. Like if you shoot the X5 single action only, it's a super nice gun. But it's, again, hands are going to vary, people are going to vary. So it's whatever you like. I would never discredit any gun, because as long as you're shooting and having fun with it, that's all that matters. The only, and these were the older ones, the only Legions that I ever saw that had problems were the older ones, and some of the powder or some of the coating on the slides, even in the grip texturing, the racking scales, they were peeling off, but they actually had an issue with their coating. And from what I understand, they warrantied all those. You could send them back in and they would recoat them for you. So, I mean, and that's a good deal. You definitely want to get, let's see, you want to get those recoated so it doesn't keep peeling. Let's see here. And I actually went to a shop today. It was really cool. They kind of specialize in old tooled holsters and spurs. They actually had spurs, and I have some spurs. I don't know where they are. Way back when I was in high school and I rode all the time, and they were just plain Jane, stabbers is what we called them when you did rodeo. But these were the most ornate spurs I've ever seen. They actually had turquoise inlaid in the spurs. And if you want to check them out, I'll put a picture on Instagram, on my Instagram profile. And I mean, these things were beautiful. If you can appreciate tooled leather holsters, it was the old cowboy holsters, and actually had the belt with the sterling silver buckle, had the conchos, had everything on it. I mean, it was awesome. This thing was a work of art, and he had multiple ones of those, and I was like, wow. Let's see here. Yeah, Ray is saying his coating is held up on his SIG, but it's the newer version. Yeah, these were the older Legions that had problems. I mean, they were like, gosh, maybe 2 or 3 years, or excuse me, 3 or 4, maybe 5 years ago. I mean, they were way back. So, like I said, I think SIG was jumping on those pretty good. Big Johnson, do you shoot your Shield 45 much? Actually, I shot it. I did a video on it. Maybe it's probably 3 months ago. I shot it for the first time, and probably, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 or 8 months ago. And it still shoots great. I think for a small compact pistol, The Shield 45 is one of the best ones you can buy, and I'm not just saying that. The recoil spring that they put in it is unbelievable. Works great. Had no problems with it, and I still highly recommend the Shield 45, even over like small aluminum or steel frame 45s. I can shoot it very, very good too. Yeah, Dave is saying his Legion SAO 226, and the finish is great. Yeah, I know that Dave has one of the newer ones. And like I said, I'm not knocking them. They're great pistols. Let's see. Okay. Gosh, I don't know why this thing's doing that. Okay, here we go. I would like to see the SIG 2022 updated and accessorized like the Legion. I think it was a great model, but never had any level of recognition. Yeah, that's true. You know, it's a overlooked gun. They were trying to fit. I think they were trying to fit like that medium area, and a lot of either people went to the higher end or the lower end, and that kind of got lost in the shuffle. The 2022 is a nice pistol, and I still see them sell occasionally here and there, but not a lot. But they are nice pistols. Let's see here. All right, I did get to try out, and I had already done this at a gun show. I kind of played with the Masada a little bit, but I didn't really get to spend a lot of time with it. Well, I did get to spend some time holding it, feeling it, dry firing it a lot. You know, I just kind of picked out things in the store and was kind of dry firing, of course, safe, and made sure it was empty. What was weird about this Masada, it's actually in Texas, but they had a 10-round mag. And I said, why did you get one with a 10-round mag? And they said, well, that's what was available at that time. But I tried the Masada. The pistol feels really good in the hand. It had I think it was the medium back strap. I would have rather had the large on it, of course, if I was going to shoot it. The trigger was really not a bad trigger. It's really nice and defined. It does have a longer reset. It kind of comes out longer and then catches, but it's it'd be easier easy to shoot, I believe. One thing that was kind of strange is the takedown lever on the side actually stuck out kind of far, and it was at an angle, kind of like the M&P, but whether it wasn't countersunk in, it was actually sticking out. But what I found was when I would kind of throw the pistol out there, I would actually use that takedown as a ledge for excuse me, for my left thumb, and I would just place it on there, and it was actually a really nice little ledge, to help you shoot. So wasn't a bad thing at all. And for the price of those things, why not pick one up? I know that 17 grabbed one, and I think he's going to enjoy it. Let's see here. Yeah, Keith, I am going to try to shoot this weekend and get it dialed in. And before I shoot these in competition, I haven't shot the Shadow 2 in competition in quite a while. So I'm going to have to kind of make it my primary, so to say, rather than the P10F that I've been using, and kind of get back, with holstering it. Even have to change my mags because the P09 or the P10F mags are a little wider. So I've got to put shims in my double alpha mag carriers. They come with different shims. I think it comes with 4, where you can change it from like a single stack all the way up to 2011. And I've got to adjust those shims so I can actually get the Shadow 2 mags back in it. So I've got to set my belt up. I've got to kind of, spend some time with it. I'm not just going to run out and shoot it. I'm definitely going to spend some time with it, get used to it again. For competition is what I'm meaning. Yeah, all right, that's what we're saying on the 2022s. They are great, but there's really not, it just didn't take off with the public, I don't think. And like I said, the prices on them when they first came out were a little high. Then they kind of came down. And then I think it kind of, now people, like I said, they either go to the Legion or they go down. So there's really not a huge following for that pistol. Let's see here. Yeah, this is a great question, Art. Um, okay, at what distance do you sight in the red dot? Now, some people do 15 yards. Some people say you've got to do it at 25 yards. What I have found for me, now just I'm being very honest with you, I have astigmatism, which maybe y'all know, but at 25 yards, I have a hard time. I can see the bullseye and I can see the target, but to pinpoint it, I have kind of a hard time with it. Got some older eyes. So what I do is I usually zero them at about 15 to 18 yards. That's where I try to zero them because I think it's going to give me an average of a tad lower or a tad higher, but I'm still going to definitely be in that A zone. And that's what I try to do. Matter of fact, when I have set up some of my red dots, being very honest, I have asked the humble marksman to recheck my zero because what's weird is one person's zero might not be another person's zero. So it's good to get two opinions because it's going to matter about grip. It's going to matter about a lot of different things. How you hold the pistol. I know that you should come out and for that person, they should send it out and hold it in their position every single time. However, you can catch it to where if you don't get a perfect grip on it out of the holster or something, it can vary on you a little bit. But that's what I do. I do 15 to 18 yards, kind of a happy medium. And I usually start out, I'll bring it into about 5 yards and I'll put it on paper so I can see where it is. I'll do some adjustments. If I start hitting really good at 5 yards, I'll send it to like 10, 12, and then that's the way I kind of do it. I've tried that laser, thing that you can stick in the barrel. Mine was, and I'm just going to be honest with you, is a piece of shit. It was some cheap Chinese thing, and I think it was in the barrel pretty tight. And I used their bushing, the one they said to use, and it had stuck in the barrel, and I yanked it out of there and really hammered it. I mean, really pulled it out of there, and I think I bent the aluminum rod. So I think I personally messed it up, but whatever. And I haven't used it anymore. I've just been doing it old school. I did use a really nice one at the range that I go to. They let me borrow it, and it's really expensive, but it was super nice, and it has a counterweight in it, so it's supposed to help stabilize it and kind of act like a bullet leaving the end of the barrel. It was nice. I can't remember. I posted some pictures on Instagram of who made it, but I think it was like $120. And I did zero some of mine with that, and it worked pretty well. Let's see here. What do you think about the Impro M21 reflex optic for us on a Springfield St. Victor? Primarily used 10 to 30 yards. To be honest with you, Mike, I have personally never used that optic, so I don't know. I don't want to tell you anything incorrect. If I've used it, I will definitely be honest with you. But if I haven't, I'm a straight shooter guy. I don't want to tell you anything correct. So I don't have any experience with that. That's actually a good question too. Art's asking, Big Johnson, do you bench rest shoot when sighting in? Art, I don't, because in a match or in the real world, are you going to be bench resting it on something to shoot it? You're not going to. If you need to get a zero, like just a quick zero, if the optic is way off and you're not even hitting paper, yeah, you can set it on the bench, take a couple of shots, dial it in. But I try to give it a real world effect, because if you just bench rest it and you set it and then you press out, it's going to give you a different reading. I mean, it could be high, low. It's probably going to be in the general area. And when you shoot a red dot, you want to shoot like in a straight line. Of course, you want to put dots on dots, but you want to see if you're tracking up and down. Like if you see you're shooting and your dots are going this way or, to the side or going over here, that means, you're not stabilizing. So you just want to shoot and then have it go up and down with recoil. And what's amazing about the dots, since I've been shooting dots, is when you're shooting, you'll shoot and you can watch your dot. You hope your dot goes straight up, but if you have an incorrect hold or something, your dot can shoot out to the left. It can shoot out to the right, and when you're just, keeping your arms locked or, getting a press on something, you can see how the dot is tracking. That's the good thing about a dot. It'll tell you everything you're doing wrong. So dots are actually really good things. Let's see here. Yeah, Dave, let's see, how's your shooting season been going? Well, I mean, it's been going well. We had a match this past Sunday that I had already entered, signed up for the whole works, and then I actually had to make a trip and I had to drive out on a Sunday. I had to leave my house on a Sunday, and that's when the match was. So I had to actually unregister from the match. And the good thing is there were already people waiting on the call list. So when I, took my name off the list, somebody else was able to get on the list. So I did that in plenty of time to allow someone else to shoot, because those lists fill up super, super quick. So, you don't want to be that guy that doesn't take your name off the list and they're expecting you to be there and somebody could have missed, somebody could have taken your spot. So, yeah, it's always good to be courteous. Let's see here. Funny you say this, Pistol Pete. Maybe that new deuce will tempt Humble to come back to CZ. No, he really loves his Glocks, and the reason being is, I mean, he knows them. They're easy to work on. That is one thing, and I'll be posting some pictures. When they pull the CZs down, and I'm not joking around. I mean, I can take a Glock down, and I'm not even a Glock guy, and I can take it down quick and put it back together quick. Literally, when they strip the frame and strip the CZ guts all the way down, there were 9 million pieces on that table. And I'm talking pieces, I have large hands and also have arthritis. So I can't pick up these little pieces. I really can't, I'll be honest with you. I would have to pick them up with a pair of tweezers. And to try to get that little piece with my hands in that gun, I can't do it. I've tried. It's not easy to put these things together. So when you're doing normal maintenance on guns, like replacing trigger return springs and things like that, going through, and that's another thing on Glocks, you have a lot less to replace as far as normal shooting maintenance. CZs, there's a lot more, and I've learned that just by shooting CZs, and of course, speaking with Humble and other guys who shoot CZs. I mean, they're not just like a Glock where it takes 5 seconds to put together. There's quite a bit to it. So, but yes, I'm going to definitely let him shoot it. And I hope he's like, oh my gosh, and who knows? I mean, never say never. Yes, let's see here. Yes, music guy, do cite the dot in freehand. I don't really use a bench rest. That's what I was talking about before. But, different people are going to do different things. So whatever you feel comfortable doing, by all means, do it. And I appreciate y'all all being on. I'm sorry the other guys couldn't make it. Family stuff, work stuff got in the way. So I'm hoping I'm doing a good job and taking care of your questions. Keen Insights is in freehand. Let's see here. All right, Banshee has a good question. Anyone here have a Ruger precision rifle? I personally do not. A good friend of mine does, and he really likes it. He has a 6.5 Creedmoor precision rifle. I think he's got a Night Force. No, maybe it's not a Night Force. What scope is that? No, it's a Trijicon. He has a Trijicon scope on it. He really likes it, and he has some nicer rifles, like more expensive rifles, or I shouldn't say nicer, just more expensive. And he actually says the Ruger shoots just as good and better than some of his higher end rifles. I'm not, a huge precision guy by any means. Matter of fact, I'm probably the least. I don't spend a lot of time with them, but so I think if you're getting into it, or if you're looking at a certain price range, I don't think you can go wrong with it. And Ruger, I mean, they've got a pretty much kind of a no questions warranty. I mean, I have other Ruger like 22 pistols and stuff, and they've taken care of me really well. So, I would recommend them, just from what I've heard from other people. Now, I will let you know this: they did have a batch of rifles, and I actually heard this from 2 gun stores. I think they were 308s, so they might have been 6.5s, but they put them together, and they're kind of free-floated barrels, and they actually had they weren't lined up correctly, so the people went out to shoot them, and they were shooting off. So they had to send them back into Ruger, and Ruger actually had to go in and replace something it was a mount or some kind of a free float mount, and they had to actually rebarrel them, but they did it at no charge. But I think that was, more than a year ago, I think. Okay, this is actually a really good question. What is my favorite pistol optic? And it's really funny. I was talking about this with Humble and those guys the other day. My favorite optic right now is the Trijicon SRO. That is my favorite for clarity. Now, and of course, I have astigmatism, so other people see them way better than I do. It's actually super, super clear for me, and I like the round because I kind of picture like you're looking through a tunnel. You don't have anything flat on the bottom like this. I'm trying to kind of give you an idea. I like it to where it's more like this because when you shoot it, you can watch your dot go down and not bottom out, and then you can watch it go up and not leave the window. And I'm saying if you're really rapid firing, it could leave the window, but it's going to come right back down. So it seems to stay in the window better. Not that the other ones are bad. I just find that the most appealing to me right now. As far as the smaller one between the RMR, which is this one right here, between this RMR and the Holosun 507C, honestly, and I like the RMR, but I am really, really, really liking those 507Cs. The clarity of the glass is really nice. The dot is nice. And if you get the 507, you can have the dot or you can have the larger reticle. So you can choose two reticles. I'm really digging those 507Cs a lot. I think I have 5 of them now of the 507s, I think I have 5 of them. And then the Delta Point Pro, I have 2 Delta Point Pros. Delta Point Pro is not a bad optic. The only thing that I have noticed is it seems to blister for me with my astigmatism. It seems to blister a little bit more than all of the other optics, even if I turn it down. And if you shoot it, I've heard if you shoot it in really, really bright sunlight that it can fade out. Humble has made that comment a few times where the SRO doesn't fade out at all. It actually has more intensity that you can even turn it up, where the Delta Point Pro will max out at a certain intensity. But now that I've got this Delta Point Pro, I will be testing it more. And I've got the other one being done up right now too with something different, and we'll see how that one does. So, okay. So you tweak your red dot when you go shooting. Okay. If Humble goes any direction, it will be Taurus. He likes his gear to be challenging. He's working on a comp, PT 111. Yeah, I want to see that if that's what he gets. I really want to see that. I think he would stay far, far away from that. Let's see here. Okay, BCM or Daniel Defense. Want to buy a higher end AR. I know there are higher ends, but I love the DD M7. Reese, any thoughts? BCM makes great stuff. Daniel Defense makes good stuff. I honestly, and I'm kind of, this is the way I look at it. And people can vary. I don't think if you've got a BCM or you have a Daniel Defense, they're great. No issues with them. But, when you buy a rifle like that and spend the money that you do, it might not be the perfect barrel that you like. It might not be the perfect flash hider that you like, or the handguard or something like that. So I would recommend either buying an upper receiver and a lower receiver of the one that you like, whether it be an Aero Precision or whatever it is, Spikes Tactical. Get the barrel that you want, get the handguard that you want, get the trigger that you want, the stock, get everything and put it together, or even have someone assemble it if you don't want to do it. Have, like a gunsmith or somebody assemble it. There's some people that really assemble them, very cost effectively. And that's the route that I would go personally. I have one of my best ARs is actually, it is a, it's an Armor Light lower, or an Armor Light lower, and it is a Spikes Tactical upper receiver. It's a Faxon barrel. It's kind of a Franken build, but man, it runs good. I haven't had any issues with it. It's, the gas system works well, and it's everything that I like about it. It's got the Hyperfire Eclipse trigger on it, and it's a great rifle. So that's just some recommendations, but it's whatever you want to do. Okay. Thanks, Randy. I appreciate it. Thank you, Keith. Let's do this question. Do I practice twerking? Dave wants to know. Actually, I don't practice twerking. I just have this natural ability to always do it correctly. So, but you'd have to ask my wife if I'm a good twerker. I don't know. Let's see here. Thank you, Young Guns. I appreciate it. Yeah, shot 700, Pistol Pete saying, shot 700 rounds of 45 on Saturday, all 1911, got a blister from the grip safety. Yeah, that's, a lot of my 1911s, and I've done this in the past. I think I have 3 1911s right now. I have one of them pinned, and 2 of them are not pinned, but they do have extension bumps on them. Because sometimes when I grab 45s or even 2011s, I'll miss the grip safety. So I'm a big proponent of pinning them down. But a lot of people don't feel good about that because they want that extra sense of the grip safety and the side safety. So, I think one safety is enough. If you're going to have to run a safety on a gun, I don't even like safeties on guns, but if you're going to have to run a safety, I would rather have a flip safety than a grip safety. Because I look at it this way: if your hand gets chewed up or whatever, or you were to get shot in the hand, let's just go crazy, you got shot in the hand, trying to put your hand on a grip safety is not going to work. So if you flip the grip safety down, you could actually put the gun, you could butt the gun up here and you could pull the trigger with one finger if you had to. So I'm a big proponent in pinning them, but for the safety aspect, I don't want to tell you to do it. I say do what you feel comfortable in doing. So that's the way I'm going to leave it that way. Hello, Minnesota Nice. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. Yeah, and that's, like Minnesota Nice is saying, like Ruger rifles, Jam-O-Matics, only revolvers. It depends on what you're going to get. Depends on what type of ammo you're going to run in it. I've seen people run steel ammo and really quality pistols, and it won't eject them correctly. It won't, that just doesn't function correctly. I'm not a big steel person. I don't really run steel in anything because it can, wear out extractors and things like that. But I just say, if you have a gun, try a couple of different, types of or brands of ammo, maybe different grains of ammo, and see what it likes. Because even in some of the precision rifles, that I have some that hate like 77 or 55 grain, but they love 77 grain. So you kind of have to know what your rifle likes. So I'm a big proponent in that. And then you can actually just write it down. I've even got it written on a couple little cards, and I've got them in the rifle cases. So I'll remember what the heck they like. What they really are accurate on. So. Let's see here. Got more questions. There's a bunch of them. We can catch up here a little bit. Big Johnson Guns and Gear, you are amongst some of the most upstanding reviewers, so you're being courteous isn't a question that would ever cross my mind. Well, thank you very much. I run a very honest ship. I've always been that way because I don't want people to give you a review or like open up a box like a brand new thing and say, oh my gosh, this product or this gun is the best thing in the world. It's awesome, everybody buy it. And that person hasn't shot it yet. Now they can give a first impression box opening saying, hey, I really, I like the feel of it, stuff like that. But when people start taking products out, and if you follow me on Instagram, I've put up stuff that I haven't even done videos that I'm still testing. because I want to test it. I want to see if it's going to work. I don't want to open up a box and tell you it's great, or open up a package and tell you it's great, and then all of a sudden a week later it breaks, or the first time I physically use it, it fails, because then I've just, I've told you how great it is. So it's kind of like the only thing you have is your name, and I want to keep a good name. So that's kind of what I do. If people want to do it a different way, that's them. I'm not going to beat them up about it, but that's just what I choose to do. And I'm going to be honest with you. If I've shot it, or I like it, or I don't like it, I'm going to tell you. So, yeah. And if you follow me on Instagram, I just posted some stuff today. It's actually a quote. And I actually feel that way. If you don't like, my honesty or whatever, I don't give a damn. And that's kind of what it's saying. Because I was actually talking to a person today that was asking me a bunch of questions about different things. And, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I was giving honest opinions. And they didn't appreciate it because they were vested in that product. And they kind of got offended that I told them I didn't like it. And it was a product that I had tried, not just looked at, I had actually tried and used. And I didn't like it. And I gave them the reasons why. And they hadn't even done the testing, because I asked him specifically, I'm like, have you tested this product? Like all the examples I just told you that I've done? And he's like, well, no. And I'm like, well, then how do you know it's going to last? And he's like, well, I don't, but I bought it, so I like it. I was like, okay, but I think I ticked him off. Pistol Pete, you should do a video comparing the different optics. I am actually working on that now, but like I was just saying, I want to have some time behind these optics. Like I've spent a lot of time with the 507. I have spent a lot of time with the SRO. I've spent a lot of time with the Delta Point Pro. Now I want to kind of get my findings and not do something like, okay, I'm going to read this out of a book and here's what they say about it. It's going to be what I say about it. So yes, that video is in the works, and it will be coming. So please stay tuned, and I'm going to give you my honest opinions on them and what I like, what I don't like, and things like that. So stay tuned for it. It's going to be coming. Because I've tried a lot of them, and I've got a pretty, I'm not a professional shooter, and I know Humble Marksman, if you haven't checked him out, please do. He does a great job with the optics. He's tested a ton of them too. And you'll go, he can give some examples too. Let's see, SWAT. Shopping for an optic ready pistol for my girlfriend's first gun, what would you recommend? It depends on what she's going to like. I wouldn't recommend a little tiny one. I would recommend something that's going to be comfortable to shoot, absorb some of the recoil. I don't know of her stature size or her hand size, but maybe like a compact pistol at least. I wouldn't get like a little small shield optic ready. I would get something that's comfortable, that she's going to have confidence in and build confidence in it. Not shoot a small pistol that scares her off or scares, she doesn't like because it has more recoil. I would get even like a mid-size, a larger gun, something she can handle well, and enjoy. And it could be maybe like the Masada that I was talking about. IWI usually makes really good stuff. Like their Tavors and stuff, they're pretty much proven. A lot of the pistols they copy are like the Jerichos and stuff like that. They're from another platform. So this Masada might prove out really good, and it's not that expensive. You could get a 320 optic ready if she likes that particular gun. I know the M&P 2.0 optic ready is going to be coming, so that could be an option. Or I would always highly suggest, but I'm trying to be non-biased, I would always highly suggest the P10C optic ready, and you can find them. They're harder to find, but you can find them. Or maybe like the S or an F, depending on what her hand size likes. But I would highly recommend the P10C optic ready. The only thing is they don't come with the plates. You're going to have to buy the separate plate for the optic that you choose. So let's see here. I hear the SRO is great for competition, but you'd be better off with the 50C for carry and duty use. Art, just so you know, I have actually carried my SRO on the P10F. I have carried, and I do carry the RMR. I have carried the Hollow Sun. I've carried, I have not, well, I carried the Delta Point Pro, I'll be honest with you. I carried the Delta Point Pro around the house because I just want to make sure that it's going to work as well as I hope it will. But out of the SRO, the RMR, the 507C, I've carried all three of those. And to be honest with you, and again, I think it has a lot to do with the holster, but in the Harry's holster, they all feel exactly the same. One does, even though the SRO is larger, it doesn't poke into me or dig into me or anything like that. Every one of them feel exactly the same. So, just kind of letting you know about that. But I know that they say the SRO is not for duty use, it's for competition use. So if you were to just drop it on the ground, it's probably going to break. Hopefully that wouldn't happen, but that could happen. But if you keep the pistol in your pants and only use it when you need to, you're probably going to be good to go. But the 507 right now to me is a great option for the price point. I haven't had any fail on me, and I'm going only by personal. I haven't had any fail, any flicker, any shut off, anything like that. And I've shot them a lot. I've shot it on the Glock 19X, and I shot it with a comp. So the gases were flying everywhere. If you haven't seen that video, I've got that up where it's did a lot of comp testing with that. I've kind of put them through the ringer so far, and I haven't had any fail. But so far, I'm really liking them. So it's just one opinion, though, or my opinion. The only thing that I would say is for heavy duty use, your RMR, with this setup is going to be really hard to beat. I mean, these corners and stuff, they make it that way for a reason, for durability. And I've seen people beat the crap out of them. I mean, you can look at Aaron Cowan, Sage Dynamics. He does he tortures the hell out of them. And I even look at a lot of those too, a lot of his opinions. So that's definitely something to look at. Yeah, I was gonna say the SP01's a great pistol. Matter of fact, even Fire for Effect, they can, they could mill it, or someone else can mill it for the SP01. I've seen some people do it. So let's see here. Yeah, and Art, that's kind of what I was saying. The Lego assembly, it's like a Glock. I mean, you can do anything you want to it and make it any way you want to, and the things that you like. And because a lot of people buy ARs, even the lower ones, and then they'll free float it. And they'll buy, this muzzle brake and this brace and all this other stuff, and it gets really expensive. So, but I'll go ahead and take some more questions because I think we're about to shut this off. I'm sorry the other guys couldn't join, and I think this internet might be doing something weird. But hey, Dave, it's not a big deal, man. Big J Dave is saying that he's sorry about the twerking question, just messing around, but you answered my question great. Dave, you've got to have thick skin. Trust me, I get some comments and stuff that, they're pretty far out there, but I take all that with a grain of salt. We're all good. Yeah, Vortex makes really nice scopes. I see a couple of questions on here. Thanks, Ranger Andy. I appreciate it. If y'all got any questions, I'll give you a couple of minutes. We'll try to answer them, and then I'm going to jump off. I appreciate y'all for being on so much. It really means a lot. Sorry the other guys couldn't join. I hope this was entertaining for y'all. Tried to keep it entertaining and answer as many questions as I could. So let's see here. Let's see. Big Johnson, who makes the grips that will fit a Witness Pro 10 millimeter? I know that Tanfo Lock Grips has made some for the Tanfo. I don't know if they have those yet. Don't know if they have them for the Witness Pro. You can check with them. But other than that, I really don't know, to be honest with you. I'm not sure on that one. So we will, probably just, you might be able to Google it and then kind of look around and see if there's any that you really like. Let's see here. Thanks, Pistol Pete. I appreciate it. Don't be jealous of the S2. I've worked my butt off for these. I don't get free guns. I work my butt off for them and plan accordingly. So, but then again, I'm going to have pistols that I enjoy. And if you've noticed, I haven't been buying a bunch of I'm not the review guy that just goes out and buys a pistol to do a review. That's just not my forte. I only buy stuff that I personally am interested in and that I want to enjoy shooting, and that I'm kind of planning on keeping in the collection. That's kind of what I'm doing. So that's why I've been doubling up, and I guess on the S2 tripling up. But I'm going to be putting them to use. So I think if you need the great tool, why not spend money on a nice tool and not break a bunch of cheap tools? So that's kind of the way I look at it. That's kind of the mechanic mindset. Yeah, I appreciate that, Art. Yeah, I love the thumbs up. Throw them up there. If you have any questions afterwards, leave it. I always go back and look at them. I enjoy communicating with y'all. Check me out on Instagram. I post a lot of stuff. Check all the guys out on Instagram, all the other 3 guys. And, we're here for you. If we can help you in any way, that's what we're here to do. And I'm sorry for the internet interruption. I even plugged it in, so I don't know what's going on with this stuff. But here's one more question. I'll answer it real quick. Test the Romeo 1 yet? If so, what are your thoughts? Anthony, I have not personally tested the Romeo 1 myself. I have only heard from people that are really close to me that, they had it, just wasn't the greatest. I know that they've evolutioned and made different ones, but that's what I know so far. SIG even has the new pistol optic out right now. It's got the I think it's called the Max or something. It's the wider one. I know it's kind of like the SRO compared to the SRO, and some people are testing that. I think they just released a few of them, so there's some people trying them out. And the only difference I'm hearing is that they are wider. They're not as tall on the top, but they're a little wider. So if that helps, hopefully it does. But I appreciate y'all so much. Really means a lot that y'all spend time with me this evening. And if you have any questions, please leave them. Thank you so much. And remember, an unarmed nation is a very weak nation. So we all got to carry on. Thanks, everyone.